Right, with me I have Keri Tjitendero, the president of the Namibia Basketball Federation. Now, Keri, we've just had the president of the German basketball, Ingo Weiss, here in Namibia. Tell us a bit about his visit.
Well, Mr. Weiss has come to Namibia to do many things. Number one, because of the relationship, the long-standing relationship between Namibia and Germany, there was a memorandum of understanding signed between the Namibian government and the German government with regards to the development of basketball in the country. And Mr. Weiss has come down to, one, inspect that program and see how it's going, but two, also just to consolidate relationships with the various entities managing basketball and the stakeholders and role players involved in basketball in Namibia. So it's more of an opportunity to come down and see what the status of basketball is and see where we can try and make any developments or changes to the existing relationship currently.
Right, and as you mentioned, you did sign a memorandum of understanding between the two countries actually to develop basketball. Tell us about the development since then, and I understand this understanding will be renewed hopefully.
Well, let me answer your second question first. The renewal of the understanding, or the renewal of the memorandum of understanding, or rather the extension of it, is something that we are definitely hoping to see happen. It's been a very fundamental part of the development program of basketball in Namibia. Up until this point, that program is primarily focused on mini basketball, which is basketball with little children in the schools around the country. We felt that that was an important starting place because that's really the grassroots of development. That's really where the sport is cultivated and grown. So that's where we focused up until this point. We're now looking at preliminary, but we're still looking at the opportunities that we might have to work with schools and developing under 14, under 16, possibly under 18 basketball leagues. We've currently in Namibia got a men's league in the Khomas region. We've got a fairly developmental but profound nonetheless league that's going on in the Erongo region. And we need to try and see if we can develop those two men's and women's leagues and see if we can get more going around the country. So there's lots of scope for development. However, in the NBF right now, we have three key words that we're using when we talk about development. Those words are sustainable, those words are systematic, and those words are coherent. So we need a coherent, sustainable, and systematic process of development in place. For the time being, that means grassroots and that means mini basketball. But we'll see how we can leverage on synergies to try and build up other aspects of the game.
Right, and at senior level, do we have a national team? Will there be any nationals in store in the future?
This is a conversation that obviously a lot of us have a lot of passion for, and we're definitely looking at that as a possibility. I can't say yes or no to that question right now because in truth here's the answer to that question. We want to have a national team. So now we're looking at how best to go about that process. And so, yes, I expect that fairly soon we probably would have a both men's and women's national team. However, we need to make sure that we can get there in a sustainable, systematic, and coherent fashion.